The purpose of this video today is to extract the value that is already evident in Ellington's new project in Meydan Horizon. There are a few things that make real estate investments really good, but the good thing about Ellington's real estate investment opportunities is that they have 30% of their clientele as return customers. And why do you return to do business with somebody? Because you've had a really good experience, you've made good money, and you understand the value of their product. And this is why this is perfect for first-time investors, institutional investors, or seasoned investors like some of you who are watching. So stick around as I show you the value of this project, not just prices, not just sizes, not just location. Let's dive in. Okay, Meydan Horizon is extremely close to downtown Dubai. That is one of the major landmarks of the city, which is Burj Khalifa. It takes about 15 minutes to drive from Meydan Horizon to downtown in traffic. For those of you who are not well acquainted with the location of Meydan Horizon, to give you an idea, this picture depicts it really well. The Russell Hall Wildlife Sanctuary that is right in front of Dubai Creek Harbour, Meydan Horizon is right next to that. The road that separates the Wildlife Sanctuary and Meydan Horizon is Russell Hall Road. Meydan Horizon is on the corner of Ellington Road and Russell Hall Road. The project that we're discussing today is Highgrove, which is the third project of Ellington in Meydan Horizon. The first and successful launch by Ellington in Meydan Horizon was Claydon House. Beautiful corner plot. And that is what Ellington is really well known for, is taking advantage of prime plots and prime positions in any given master community. The star of the show today is Highgrove Residences. Brilliant plot position. It's a corner plot and all three of the exposures are prime views, because again the distance from here to these buildings are around 150 meters. Your one beds are located on this side of the building and two beds and three beds on this side of the building. The higher we go up, I'll show you a bit later, your two beds do get spread around this building. And of course on this side you have Crystal Lagoon views. Limited units around the Crystal Lagoon in these clusters makes Highgrove a prime project into your next asset in your portfolio. For the first time in a very long time, Ellington has actually provided us with a brochure well in advance of their launch. Usually they've got so much demand that they don't have time to give you the floor plans or a brochure before the actual launch. This time they allowed us that benefit. This picture is not 100% accurate because they don't show all of the other buildings, but I guess it's just to pontificate how beautiful this building is going to stand out amongst the rest. What they are going to offer us here is 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. We're also going to have penthouse duplexes and sky villas within this building. We're looking at only 270 odd units, which makes this a very low density building. Contrary to what most developers want to do, is cram as many apartment units into one building as possible. Ellington is not doing any studios in this building. It's only 1 bed, 2 beds, and 3 beds, which makes this a unique offering in itself as well. So this is the building configuration, and on the ground floor, you will have your lobby, but in addition to that, there are going to be 4 or 5 retail outlets. So these are going to be high-end food and beverage outlets and grocery centers, which will make this building in itself very convenient for your residents, for you, or the guests who are visiting you in this building. There's 4 podium levels for parking, and then the first floor is dedicated to the amenities, which we are going to extrapolate through this experience today together. 31 floors of residential units, and then we also have a rooftop observation deck. The anticipated service charges is around 18 dirham per square foot, and the anticipated completion date is Q4 2027. Ellington's really well known for their dependable delivery around their anticipated delivery dates. There's almost an unlimited list of amenities within this new building, and as I studied this building, The amenities are spread throughout this entire building, so they're not all just on one level, which means doesn't matter where you secure a unit for yourself, for your tenants, for short-term rent, your tenants, yourself, or your holiday guests will always be close to some sort of amenity that is on offer within this building. Because this video is just about extracting the value from what Ellington is offering, and after the fact, we will see how the prices match up with the value. The first ground floor level is where you have your main entrance, your lobby entrance, lobby reception, and lobby lounge. The reason I pontificate those is because if you haven't stepped into an Ellington building before, you probably don't know what sort of experience they create for your guests, for yourself, and for your short-term holiday home guests. Those type of small factors, nuances, and design, and the feeling you get as you step into a new building of Ellington, it is timelessly well designed to always feel relevant in today's terms. And if you haven't experienced it for yourself, please go to any Ellington building to understand exactly what I'm trying to describe to you. It's something that can't be explained, it can only really be experienced. A well-designed, well-executed, well-kept lobby area is extremely important because if you think about it practically, if your agent's going to take a tenant to your building and then to a building next door, there needs to be an obvious difference in the experience when walking in. Ellington takes care of that extraordinary experience for everybody, for you, for your tenant, for your short-term holiday home guest. And I have done the homework in comparison to your standard building and Ellington buildings in terms of rental yield and returns. Ellington buildings always blows the competition out the water. These small things make these investments very profitable. A question that I always get, if it's a tenant, if it's a short-term holiday home guest, or if it is somebody who's going to buy this unit from you again, is how many elevators are in this building? So Ellington has introduced 6 residential elevators and 1 separate service elevator. There's nothing worse than waiting for an elevator for at least half of your life. It almost feels like. And in a low density building with only 270 units, they've introduced 6 residential elevators. That adds a lot of value, which is always very underestimated. Also, as you can see right next to your building is Sun Loungers, which is right on the Crystal Lagoon, which is an artificial beach. We were just on the ground floor, and then 3 levels up, we will have a cinema room and a media room, 3rd floor dog wash, a 3rd floor dog park, and access to the pool deck from this 4th level. If I can just, I don't know if it's going to make sense when I explain. So that's your cinema room, that's your media room, and 6 elevators. I don't know if this is going to make sense, but what Ellington does in their designs is that they do create these outdoor courtyards. These outdoor courtyards are seating area, play area. This is where the dog wash is going to be. It's quite a nice, underestimated area where you don't necessarily always want to be next to the pool or next to the fire pit or next to the barbecue where everyone is. You just want a space where you can walk out, take a phone call, take a breath, and then go back into the building. Then this courtyard, they have this in Harrington House in JVC. That's where I experienced this for the first time. Then you go up the stairs here to the pool level. So on the 5th floor, just look at that pool. That's the biggest pool that I've seen yet from any building that has launched in this location. So your main pool and then the kids' pool. And look at the list of amenities within this level only. So we've got Infinity Edge pool, and you'll see the design later. It's absolutely amazing. Sun lounger area, pool pavilion, kids pool, club lounge, access to the cinema room, obviously, where we were just 1 floor down. Male changing rooms, barbecue deck, game table zone, fitness studio, outdoor fitness arena, yoga studio, kids play area, the main playground, outdoor seating. What Ellington does really well is going overboard with amenities because they understand their clientele extremely well. Like I said in the beginning of this video, in any given launch of Ellington, 30% of the buyers in that launch are return clients. So they understand the demographic of their buyer really well. They also understand the demographic of the type of person who's going to live in that building extremely well. And this amenity on the 6th floor, just about the 5th floor that was really busy, is a mezzanine level bipholic library. Basically saying there's a seating area outside with trees and garden space where you can just chill, be alone. It's very private. And again, if you haven't experienced this type of amenity within any building, you won't understand the value. But that is like something I will use quite often in the winter. From floor 6 to floor 19, on floor 19, we have the spa treatment room, the sauna, a lounge area, a barber and hairdresser. Now, this is a barber and hairdresser area where you can invite your barber, invite your hairdresser to do your hair in your own building. That's a very unique amenity and access to a space that I haven't really seen or heard or read about in any other building, to be honest with you. There's an experience shower, not quite sure what that means, flotation therapy, changing rooms, relaxation pods. There's so much on the 19th level, and what is awesome about that being on the 19th level is that it doesn't matter where you live. You have 4th floor, 5th floor, 6th floor, 19th floor amenities. So if you live above the 19th floor, you can go a few floors down. If you live in the middle of floor 5 and 19, you have an option of what you want to do. Do you want to relax, or do you want to go to the pool? So you're at any given point, wherever your unit is, you're close to an amenity. Usually buildings have one podium level and maybe a rooftop if you're lucky. Just a podium level amenity makes it a very crowded space. And within those particular buildings, you have more than double the amount of units that are in this building. From the 19th floor to the 20th floor, you have another relaxation lounge. This relaxation lounge looks like it will have some sort of a splash pool. There were too many S's in that sentence. Sort of a splash pool with loungers. You can have a good time with your spouse, your family. It's, again, very private and catering to the demographic, the type of people and persons who would want to live in a building like this. On the 34th floor, we've got even more amenities. We've got sky dining, kitchenette, powder room, sky dining garden lounge, a fire pit, sky garden, and then access to the observation deck, which is one level up. Just to give a zoomed in version of that, dining, kitchenette, that should be the powder room, the outdoor garden dining, access to the observation deck, the fire pit, and the sky garden. And the last floor, floor 35, you have an observation deck because Meydan Horizon is right next to downtown Dubai and also right next to Shoba Heartland 2. You will have spectacular views of the city. You can observe how the city is growing around you. I don't think many people get what I mean when I say you have a crystal lagoon next to your home. This is exactly what it will look like. So the value of this building being right next to the artificial beach is that coming down your elevator, your guests, your tenants, the residents within this building have direct access to this. Now tell me something, if this building with this type of access and all the amenities that I just explained to you, and then 2 rows back you have a building that probably has more units, doesn't have direct access with less amenities, where do you feel like your tenant will choose to live? Also considering the caliber of tenant that is being attracted to a building like this versus something else. This is a clubhouse render. I show you renders because I'm confident in Ellington's render to reality ratio. Ellington's render to reality ratio is around 90 to 95%. Always utilizing what they said they are going to do with the layouts, executing their render to reality ratio to perfection. Very confident to show you the render of your lobby. Floor to ceiling glass panel windows, high ceilings, double volume, triple volume ceilings, great elements on the back. It makes you feel like you're arriving every time you go home. Feels like you're arriving to a hotel of sorts. Remember I showed you the pool? That's a 60-meter infinity edge pool. It's going to be one of the largest pools in any of the buildings. Again, I'm very confident in showing you this render because their execution is amazing. But don't be fooled by all the trees in the background because there will be other buildings. However, the edge of the pool looks out over to the Crystal Lagoon. As your consultant, I took some time to understand the payment plan. The payment plan, before we get to prices and layouts and sizes, the payment plan is 20% and then 30% in your first 360 days after your booking, which is heavy on the front end. However, they do compensate that heavy front end with a construction-linked payment plan. So the tiers of construction, 20, 30, 40, 50%, is when you pay your additional 5% payments towards the principal value. These jumps between payments are usually construction linked, are usually for maybe 5 months. So 4 to 5 months in between. What I did notice is that you have obviously a 70-30 payment plan. After 50% completion and your last 5% contribution towards that completion, there will almost be a full year gap between your last 5% payment and the balance payment of 30%. So there's a massive gap between those two, allowing you some alleviation on your cash flow to prepare for the handover payment. Compensating for the heavy front end, the back end of this payment plan is very flexible. It's not often in a project where one bedrooms have premium views. If you can remember the first picture that I showed you, this is towards the Crystal Lagoon. So you have two bed plus study and a bunch of one bedrooms looking to the Crystal Lagoon. On this side, you do have skyline views and boulevard views. You're not on top of another building because the distance between where you are and the building across the boulevard is around 150 meters. The floor plates do change the higher up in the building we go, where they start introducing 3 bedrooms on the corners here and 2 beds at the back over here. But I'm not going to go through those in this video with you. The 1 bedroom layouts located again here this is what it looks like. So you walk in, you have a laundry room and a powder room. You've got an L-shaped kitchen, really well executed with an addition to their normal kitchen deliveries. This is sort of a showcase shelving where you have even more storage. Great space, good balcony. You have access to the balcony from this sliding door and from your bedroom. Your bedroom has walk-in wardrobes and an ensuite bathroom. The 2 bedroom floor plans are also very efficient in my experience. As you walk in, you've got some storage behind the door, irrelevant, open plan kitchen, a lot of storage, and you look out onto the open view over the Crystal Lagoon from this 2 bedroom and the balcony here. I do see that the previous 2 bedroom doesn't have an ensuite in the second or first bedroom, and in this layout, type B, they do have, which adds tremendous value to your investment. That would be priced slightly more, but it's completely worth it. 2 ensuite bathrooms. Your main bedroom has a walk-in wardrobe and its ensuite bathroom. Laundry room, powder room again, and again the balcony looking over to the Crystal Lagoon. Your first 3 bedroom option is on the 26th floor on the corner of the building, on the front tip of the building. As you come in on your right hand side, your expansive open plan living and kitchen area, living, dining area, kitchen and balcony that has a couple of exposures over the skyline and onto the Crystal Lagoon. What I do notice at the end of your kitchen, you have a study room plus a ensuite bathroom, which actually makes that a maid's room. As you go down the passage, your first bedroom is to the right, not ensuite, but it is serviced by the bathroom just across the hallway. Further down the hallway, we've got the primary bedroom, which is quite large with its walk-in wardrobes. This entire wall is full of wardrobe space. And then you've got your own ensuite bathroom. The 3rd bedroom also shares the bathroom with the first bedroom. So this building offers amazing value. I don't think there's anyone who can say different, that there's not enough to justify the price points. And I've built this up so much, I'm really curious to think what you think these one bedroom price points starting at is going to be. The launch is on Monday, the 28th and the 29th. 28th is bulk buyers. If you're a bulk buyer, reach out, let's grab some units. And then individual buyers on the 29th. Pricing and sizes, obviously I have that available. So if this is a project that you're specifically looking at, or if you want advice about any other projects, there's a link in the description of this video. Takes you to my calendar. It's 30 minutes complimentary where we can run through the value exercise of any given project to see if the value and the price point meet each other and the investment makes financial sense. I'm your real estate mate because everybody needs a mate in real estate. I'll see you on the next video.